Welcome to the Being Curious Show. I'm Brian Mariani, founder of No Shift Own.
And I'm Kelly Wagner, publisher of Edge Magazine. Our show is about curiously connecting teachers and seekers on a wide range of topics in a safe space. Few topics will be off limits, and we have some amazing guests to share with you.
Our intention is that our conversations will spark your own curiosity to create a life that lights you up and inspires you to be kind, thoughtful, open-minded to yourself and others.
So, Brian, what are you curious about today? Ha ha ha! Brian's not here. It's just Kelly again. You lucky, lucky, lucky people. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, Brett, how are you doing today?
I'm good in here.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, absolutely.
So are you excited about our show today?
Yeah, it'll be a fun show, I think.
You think?
We'll see.
Any words of advice?
I'm going to let you lead it in.
Oh, really? Oh, that's kind of dangerous. Okay, everybody, it is Kelly from the Being Curious Show. Today is going to be a fun one. That's just what I'm going to say. So have you guys heard of Strains of the Earth? Fantastic family-owned business out of Jordan and Carver now with 2 different locations. And we have 2 of the team members here in studio, you guys. And we're going to talk a little bit about their business, what's going on in Minnesota right now, because we got a lot of change going on, and just tell you a little bit more about what's going on in their world. Welcome, you guys. Zack, lead it off. Introduce yourself, and what do you do? Why did you join the Strains of the Earth? Oh my gosh, I'm going to say that wrong. Family, and just share a little bit about what you're curious about.
Yeah, no, appreciate that. For starters, name is Zack. Been with Strains for about a month or so after we opened our physical store. I just was driving through Jordan one day,
just driving by.
And yeah, well, I was doing my other job at the time, at least. And he did have after chatting, I noticed his now hiring sign in the window, so we just chatted a little more about that and kind of goals, and we, I don't know, a lot of our views aligned, and it pretty quickly became a full-time thing, and I just, I would never have expected it, 4 years ago, but
your trajectory is just
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, my personal trajectory, but even the store itself, in the 2 or the year and a half that we've been open, it's been booming like we would have never expected.
Okay. I'm going to pause you on that, but your curiosity.
Sure.
Okay. Lady, what's your name?
My name is Kaley, and I am the content marketer for Strains of the Earth. So all social media, marketing, commercials, I get to, do all the fun stuff, I suppose. But yeah.
What drew you to Strains of the Earth?
It's kind of funny, I suppose. I actually used to be in the broadcast industry myself. I worked a lot behind the scenes. I used to work for a local news station here, and a lot of fun, learned a whole lot, but doing the news is a bit heavy, so I kind of...
No.
Right? So I pivoted and started, pursuing a marketing career, and I was actually in a different position when I met Jim in Strains of the Earth, and I ended up making a video for them, and he contacted me a few months later saying, hey, you want a full-time job? And I could not refuse. Credit unions got boring.
Oh, my goodness. I believe there's a time and a place.
There is a time and a place, absolutely.
You're a young lady that is of the world and very curious, and I could say that it's time to do something else.
Okay. Exactly, yeah.
So collectively, just in case anybody in our viewership does not know who and what Strains of the Earth is, share.
Oh,
Paper,
boy.
rock, scissors.
Yeah.
Who wants to go? You guys can collaborate, go back and forth. But I just realized as we were jumping in that I was like, maybe I didn't describe what Strains of the Earth is.
Fair.
So I'm going to let these words come out of your mouth. And by the way, let's just say hello to the rest of your team that's not here, to Jim and team.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you guys are here and ambassadors for your beautiful company. Go. Squirrel moments all around, by the way.
Excellent. No, I love it.
Well, for starters, Strains, we're a holistic wellness center. That's really what our focus is. We did start out as an online CBD shop with a few other kind of holistic things here and there. We did eventually open an actual store in Jordan.
It is the coolest store and the coolest energy. Like, I think everyone should take a field trip to Jordan, Minnesota, just to go check you guys out. And you like cruise through town, and then like to the left, it looks like a little mini mountain. And then you just go in there and you're like, ooh, I want to go in there. And then you're like, ooh, sorry. You can tell I'm a fan.
It's such a cool building. It's so beautiful. It's so historic. I mean, who can resist exposed brick?
Yeah.
I know.
No,
in the side of a mountain in the middle of Jordan. I just say mountain even though it's a big hill. But for us, it's a mountain, right? Okay, so strains, holistic health and wellness. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of gifts from Gaia and Mother Earth that you guys really showcase. So tell us more about your products and what you're doing. And I know there's different sides to the building and the business.
Yeah.
And then there's the new sanctuary that's up top. If anybody that's like watching on video, I just did a triad. Go for it.
Yeah, no. So we've got a lot of different things, and again, we're very holistic, health based and stuff. When you come into our store, it's an experience. We're going to ask you a series of questions, get to know you, and kind of what your goals are, what you're looking for, and hopefully we can hook you up with a product that's going to help you achieve those goals. Whether it's going to sleep at night, or just wanting to relax at the end of the day, or hang out at the lake with friends and have a fun time. So a lot of great stuff to check out, look at. But yeah, we've got CBD, THC, mushroom products are our kind of main three. Our core.
Right. And there is, what I want to share with people, not only is Strains of the Earth a really amazing new partner for Edge Magazine, so please check out your latest 2 editions. They have these beautiful stories and then a way to get a hold of them. But when I did my research, not only for the show, but then also to connect with you guys, is I wanted to experience it before even like contacting you and saying, hey, should we come up with a partnership? And I walked through the door and I felt safe. And that's really fantastic in the world and the stigma of CBD and cannabis and, well, I wouldn't say mushrooms, but the little magical mushroom side. There are, and I'm not insinuating that's what you guys do. I'm just saying that it has a stigma tied to it, so people might be curious. Is you really come in, you're educated, you're about that education, you're about that alignment, and you're doing it in this really with integrity and a safe space. And I really want to say that's what I've witnessed from your team and from your business, and I really respect that desperately.
No, thank you.
Just telling you. Just telling it like I see it.
Well,
no.
Cool.
Right?
That's been our goal. So, is to be a place that people can feel comfortable, whether are experienced with any of these products or they're really new and have no idea why they would want to take it,
Yeah.
But they were just told by their buddy to come in, or their cousin, And so we just, like she said, we lead them through, we ask them questions, we make them, we're really trying to make them, feel comfortable and maybe break that stigma a little bit. And, because a lot of people do come in, like you said, they're like, wait, mushrooms?
Right.
Mushrooms?
And you're like, whoa, we're growing some stuff. We work with like the farmers. We work with local restaurants. Right. There's a lot of different mushrooms out there, everybody.
Right. Yeah. And it's easy to start with, even just like, shiitakes and stuff like that. Like these actually, everyone's heard of those. That one doesn't make you feel any way, but it does do good things to your body.
I have chaga and reishi in my coffee right now because I love it and I love what they do. And there's all these healing medicinal properties to them that are natural.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So what do you do when someone walks in? Because I'm sure you wouldn't do this, but it would be interesting to have like a little camera on when someone walks through the door, just their expression, like not who they are, but just that expression in the face of just like, okay, I'm at X place, and where am I, and where do I start? Mm-hmm. And so bring us through that a little bit, because, again, that's where you're like, come here, friend. I've got you. You're safe. You're not being recorded.
No. But, we, want to welcome everybody into our space, and we hope that, they do feel comfortable, entering our store and things like that. Obviously, greet them right off the bat. Ask them, if they're looking for anything specific and, what are their goals. And, we kind of just go from there and, we let people browse around. But, if you're ever looking for anything specific, all of our employees are really great, very educated, very, can answer all the questions and, get you the right stuff.
Absolutely. So what would you say are the top questions that people ask when they come there for the first time? Yep. I saw Zack just did a little.
Yeah, right now, I know this is maybe not because Minnesota's in a weird spot, there is a lot of those questions. Maybe that's the next
Yeah, well, don't worry, we'll jump into that next.
But I think a lot of people are just they're shocked, and so they don't maybe realize what all we can do, and what all cannabis itself can do. But like other basic questions would just be, I think Kaley almost hit on the nose is the sleep. Is I need help sleeping. What can you help me? So I've heard that whatever, and I've already done melatonin, so I guess I'll try this. But really, they end up, I think that a lot of people I shouldn't say leave surprised, but the next day they wake up pleasantly surprised because they come back a week later and need more. And it's a huge quality of life thing, I think, sleep alone.
Right.
But even stress and anxiety, like I think, not even trying to get high, but just, with the CBD, like lots of mothers are just overwhelmed. And I'm hearing that a bunch is just, can I just like chill out? I don't want to be messed up with my kids, but I want to be able to be less stressed, freaked out, just feeling like I've got 1,000 things to do and can't get them done.
Yeah.
It just helps you kind of level out a little bit.
That's totally powerful. Okay, so what's interesting is a lot of people I don't think know the difference between CBD and marijuana or cannabis.
Right.
Okay. So
which would be another one of the questions we get a lot.
Okay. Well,
perfect.
Because I think that's a perfect segue to it, because I think, again, so I was at my chiropractor a couple of years ago when I got introduced to Carpe Diem products, and they have CBD in some of their pain relief creams and their lotions. By the way, I use it every day. It's fantastic. But I was talking to my chiropractor, and she believed in it and believed in the products. But she'd have to ask clients, do you mind if I use this? And what was interesting is a lot of people said, well, I don't want to fail a drug test at work. Mm-hmm. And I giggle at that, but I think it's really serious for a lot of people. So let's talk about the difference between CBD and cannabis.
Sure.
Let's get our little blackboard out, boys and girls, and and have some fun with it. Because I think education and a part of our conversation today is really just, again, creating that safe space. I almost wish we had like a call-in period, because that would be great to have people call in with the questions. Next time you guys are on, that's what we'll do. But talk to us when somebody comes in and you see it in their face and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm here. And what is the difference? Paper, rock, scissors, you guys.
Well, really what it comes down to is kind of what you had maybe mentioned is like the hemp versus, what we would call marijuana, where we're maybe trying to reword. You're just trying to maybe use cannabis instead of the word marijuana for different kind of stigmatized reasons. Yeah. But they both kind of fall under that same cannabis umbrella technically. It's just that the hemp products are what we would consider the CBD products.
Okay.
And so, even cannabis, normal cannabis would have, CBD itself. It's just really low amounts. Mm-hmm. But a lot of what we're using in these CBD products is pure CBD, less than, 0% or around there of THC, if any.
Right.
But even, you're talking the topical products. That's one of the things that we do here is, well, shoot, I'm not, I don't want to get high. Well, it's like one of the nice things about a topical product is it won't get you high no matter how much, even if it was all THC. It can't get into the bloodstream that way, and it can't do anything to you.
Goes through the skin.
Yeah.
Our largest organ, everybody, right?
Which is only one of a few products, and one of the few we can say that about. Like, go ham. You'll never feel a weird way from it. You can maybe take a a few of the other products, and eventually, even CBD will make you really sleepy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be definitely one of the main concerns that people have is, I still have to take a drug test, or I just don't want that feeling. And
Right.
that is obviously super okay.
Yeah.
We just want to, help them. If you have inflammation, well, yeah, let's try some CBD.
Right.
No THC, don't worry about it. But, you'll notice after a pretty short period of time, it's helping you a lot.
Absolutely. Anything you want to add on that before we wrap up segment 1?
No, I think he wrapped it up
I
beautifully.
think he did brilliantly. I'm just like, oh my God, nice job, Zach. Okay, you guys, we are wrapping up segment 1, the Being Curious show. We have Zach and Kaley in studio. We have a lot to cover in our next couple segments. We're very, very curious. Strainsoftheearth.com, Jordan, Carver, physical locations, online store. Check them out. More to come. Hey, thanks for being here. We'll be back. Oh, wait, that's me. I'm just kidding. Hi, guys. We're back. It's Kelly in studio. I think Brian just texted me a picture. I think he's at a lake. Right?
Oh, good for him.
We should telepathically call him to make sure that he's here, but no, we won't do that. It's all good. Okay, we are back with the Strains of the Earth team. We have Kaley and we have Zack, who are fantastic and in studio. And, something that I'm curious about is Minnesota has recently legalized, what are we calling it? Cannabis.
Cannabis.
Okay,
Yeah.
cannabis. Okay. And we have joined states such as California and Colorado, and I don't know, there's a bunch of different states that everything's legal now. So we're in this, I always call it kind of like the wild, wild west, where it's legal and everything's shaking out. Tell us more, because you guys are right in the middle of the tornado of going on, and you probably get, I could even see something being okay at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then things shift a little bit by 5 o'clock. I can just see things like this. And there's a need for you to be very agile, but to also follow all the rules. And I know Jim, your owner, is extremely passionate and diligent and has integrity. And I'm so honored to be connecting with you guys, but he's a really amazing guy. Before we go into that, let's give a little shout out to Jim and the team.
Yeah.
Is there a story that he maybe shared with you guys that he wanted to be on air about his calling to start this business and, jump in as a pioneer in Minnesota? Because when he did this a couple of years ago, things were still kind of tight. Mm-hmm. So anything that you guys want to have?
Well, obviously I can't speak for Jim.
Of course not.
But
No.
I know that his experience was kind of maybe similar to a lot of others, where he started with CBD. I believe it was for his kids. They were just having a few minor issues, but
CBD was a totally great
CBD. Yeah, it definitely helped, and changed his, I don't want to say changed, but opened his mind to the possibility. And became a very fast advocate
nice.
of cannabis in general, and I know his wife is too. We try to keep it as family friendly as possible. We kind of split up the sections to keep that available. So if you did want some of those just basic bath bombs or whatever, you don't have to. Obviously, with almost legal states, there are, you have to be 21 to even enter, things like that. So we're trying to keep it so that the building itself stays as a family-friendly place. And so, but yeah, so the point being that, yeah, he
very family-oriented, very education-oriented.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no,
integrity. I just really see integrity, and that's something that I've always been very impressed with.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so there's our Jim moment. Honor him, right? Okay, so let's go after what's the word on the street right now for legislation, and what's legal, what's not legal? What can you share with your knowledge base? Because I know, again, things are changing.
Yeah.
On a probably minute by minute basis right now, as everything's kind of like I see the fairy dust is kind of like settling.
Right. Yeah. No, there was a lot of changes, a lot of, the legislature and stuff worked very hard this year. A lot of back and forth, a lot of, compromises, things like that to, get this bill passed. What we know now is that as of August 1st, you will be able to carry, how much is it? Do we know off the top of our heads?
I believe it's 2 ounces.
2 ounces on your person. Things like that you are able to grow in your home. You can have 4 mature plants and 4 baby plants, so 8 plants at a time.
Okay.
Definitely things like that. The actual sales, as far as, recreational cannabis goes, that might not actually come for quite a while. The state has to come up with a cannabis board is kind of the easiest, most generic way to put it.
Okay.
They have to, put together what the different licenses are going to look like, what all of our different little rules are, things like that, so that we as businesses can operate to, our best capacity. So that I think the timeline for that is, 12 to 18 months, unfortunately. Okay. So actual recreational sales probably won't begin until, 2024, 2025. So depending on how quickly the board can get together.
Absolutely, which is very important. So for what's going to be legal as of August 1st, like what products are out there that people can ingest legally?
Yeah.
And if that's and if I ask you a question that is that you don't feel comfortable answering, just say, Kelly, jelly bean. We'll have a code word.
No.
I'm really trying to be the curious person that I am, and that because I know that people listening to this are going to be like, so August 1st, it's legal. What am I allowed to do? What am I allowed to have?
Yeah.
So that's
does that mean?
What do you guys know? Again. We'll have a disclaimer. Brett, we need a disclaimer on the show, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
and again, I don't want you guys to speak out of turn, and I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. That's not my desire.
Well, the main thing is that's at least nice in the meantime is we are kind of business as usual.
Okay.
There was a lot of kind of weird gray areas. Minnesota did a weird thing kind of step by step when it comes to like the farm bills, and then obviously last summer with the gummies and things like that. So that's what we're happy about, at least. We get to stick to what we've been doing. So
Great.
we do have a lot of those products. Obviously the THC gummies and the new drinks have been
seltzers have been
more
huge.
and more people are making the drinks, which is awesome because those I've been hearing more and more people want to maybe switch from alcohol to like the THC drinks. So that's super cool. But then, just really anything you can think of in the cannabis world. We do carry it in one form or another. But really, like I would not to plug shamelessly here, but that's this
plug. You're here. It's okay.
I would say that's a great time to come in if you are curious because we just have so many things that we can show you, and I would guarantee we've got something you're looking for.
No, that's actually really, really powerful. You touched on actually the previous show that we shot today. We had a lady, her name was Karen Casey, and she's been sober for 47 years. Okay. And it made me think about, because I knew I was going to have you guys in studio. There's a label going around, or a California sober, which is kind of an interesting one that I'm hearing more and more and more. And it's that jump from trying to wind down at the end of the night with a glass of wine or a beer or something like that, to some of these new seltzers or gummies or other beautiful ways to just kind of unwind. Mm-hmm. Are you finding that you're getting more and more and more popular of people just kind of coming in and enjoying some of those beverages?
Absolutely, yeah. Especially now that it's summer, a lot of people are looking for, like something to go to the beach with or out on the boat with, and they don't really quite enjoy the feeling of alcohol anymore, or they're kind of, beer doesn't make me feel great, things like that. So it's a different alternative to still enjoying a day out, or enjoying a beverage without that
over serving.
Exactly.
Just saying with the alcohol. Absolutely, right?
So no, it's a great alternative for folks looking for maybe a switch up, something else. So whatever your preference is.
So a little bit more about so business, basically business as usual as of August 1 until we hear more. Is that probably the safest way as we're putting it on the airwaves?
Correct. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It'll at least be like what she had said. It'll be now, possession will be legal. We don't have to maybe worry so much about like, oh, if you're caught with certain things, is it a gray area or not? No, it's now obviously, since they legalized it, they're not going to be cracking down if you happen to already be growing or it's things like that.
Mm-hmm. Just have to keep that.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
I love that you just kind of leaned in for that.
Yeah.
I want to know who deciphers what's a baby plant and what's a mature plant.
At what
I'm
point?
just kidding.
Yeah.
Right. Like what happens to the teenager plants that are just kind of like in process?
Yeah, they're going through that awkward growth stage. Like, what does that mean?
At our house, we call it the Fred Savage years. When he was on Wonder Years, he kind of went through those teenage. We all look a little awkward. So yeah, we have a total side note. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I have a question for both of you. When you tell friends or family this is what you do, what's usually their first response? Zach, go for it.
Actually, I was surprised. I've been getting mostly positive responses, right?
Do people want see if there's like a family discount? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, maybe some people. No, I mean people. I would actually be surprised who would be open about it. There's. I think I may have stated this in the article, but like the
in the Edge magazine, by the way. I'm just kidding.
But the amount of people that you who may be using could surprise you, including family members, but especially cousins around the same age. It was like, hey, but then even maybe I'm outing him, but my grandpa even was like, obviously he's got a lot of pain he's dealing with, but if you got anything for pain, I'd like to try it. That was it. I was like, wasn't expecting that.
Okay, Grandpa.
But yeah. And even in other other worlds, or I coach volleyball, and I have a few people there.
I forgot we have gone down the volleyball rabbit hole. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even some of the other coaches or people I maybe again wouldn't expect are like, yeah, they're just all of a sudden they're like, no way.
Yeah.
So I haven't gotten much like
resistance.
Nose up or like, oh shoot, I didn't realize I was working with or I knew it was associated with someone like that.
Yeah.
Not yet at least.
No, and I think it's going to even just be, I think you're going to find all these people that just behind closed doors were fans and they're just going to be like, oh. No, I have to say I've driving around anywhere lately, you open the windows and people are definitely indulging.
Yeah, it's summertime.
Right, it's summertime.
They're celebrating.
There's a lot of enjoyment going on in the Twin Cities. I've definitely noticed it. Oh, yeah. What about you? What have you experienced with just being a part of the team and then friends and family and all that reception?
Yeah, no, a lot of positive feedback.
Arms.
Open arms. My mom is super proud of me. My sister-in-law also works at Strains of the Earth, so it's even just more of the family aspect. It's super fun, super great. Everybody's very curious about like, well, what does that mean? And then what are we doing for Christmas? They want to know like, what goodies am I bringing to Christmas?
Stocking stuffers.
Stocking stuffers, exactly. No, I went to a graduation party this past weekend and, my fiance's family was all very interested in, like, well, what does this mean? And like, well, you got the good stuff and stuff like that. And, it was very fun to be like, yeah, I can get us some edibles for Christmas. Like I can make that happen.
Forget
Uncle Jim.
Santa. We have you.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very fun to, be able to, introduce it and, have a conversation, that's, no stigma. Everyone's, just curious and, genuinely excited that, I'm on a very unique journey. And this is definitely not something that, 2 years ago and stuff I saw myself doing. So it's, a very neat, journey to go on, and everyone's very, very excited and very supportive.
Absolutely. Yeah. And let's talk about. I've always thought Jordan was just like this really cool town, like right. Mm-hmm. And how have you guys have been? Because again, you started and opened your doors before everything was really moving towards the legal. And I really have this vibe that the community's really embraced you. So let's like give it a little hip hip hooray for Jordan, Minnesota, right? Tell us a little bit more about just choosing a small town to open something so progressive.
Yeah, no, Jim is, he lives in the area, so he wanted to, have his, first, store in the area where he, lives. And he wanted to, bring it to the community. He thought it was very, very important to connect to, the place that he resides. Why not? And they have been super, super supportive of us.
Nice.
A lot of the local shops and stuff were very, very welcoming. We work with, Delia's All-in-One Taco all the time. Sassy Cat Boutique. There's all sorts of little shops. And
you have a boutique called Sassy Cat Boutique in Jordan, Minnesota.
Sassy Cat Boutique in Jordan.
Tell me about Sassy Cat Boutique.
Oh, it is absolutely adorable. Jewelry, clothing.
Who's the owner? Give him a call. Give him a shout out.
Oh gosh, see, the name is slipping from me. I know.
It's okay. It'll come to you. Don't worry.
It will.
Okay.
It's like the end of the interview. Just watch. We'll be walking out the door and I'll be like, "Wait, it was this."
Okay, it's all good. You can interrupt me at any time if the name comes to you. Sassy Cat Boutique.
Sassy Cat Boutique.
Oh my
gosh.
and
there's all sorts of, just wonderful little shops. It's a great little town, highly recommend you come check it out, walk around.
Yeah.
Lots of great historic buildings and,
it's not that far out of the Twin Cities either, by the way, you guys.
No.
Like it's just a hop, skip, and a jump on 169. I mean,
Plus,
is it
it's
like
super close to the world's largest candy
I was
store,
just about
that
to
Yellow
say,
Barn.
the big Yellow
You
Barn.
want to go visit there. At the same
Is
time.
Emma Crumbie still around?
Yep.
Is that
I believe so.
okay? So
Yeah, no, I know the owner and stuff was looking to sell, so I don't exactly know if they're going to have the orchard this year, but I know they had the orchard last year, and always a huge hit. Beautiful area, you can't go wrong. All those
you could
pies.
do like apple cider with a little bit of right? Just
yeah, we gotta call Phil.
I think you need to call Phil, and give it to the parents as they walk in the door, so then they can just really enjoy the apple picking on every single level. Okay, you guys. We're apple picking, wrapping up segment 2, going into segment 3 here with the Strains of the Earth team. You guys, this is a fun one. We will be right back. Hello, everyone. We are back. Kelly flying solo, but kind of not. Today, it's all good. Being Curious show. We are live on, oh my gosh, I don't know how many different platforms, and it's so much fun. And we've got DJ Brett. Can I call you a DJ Brett, or do you want to be a technical engineer?
The DJ sounds funner.
DJ sounds like DJ Brett. We got DJ Brett. I was going to call you the Wizard of Oz, but I think DJ Brett sounds even better. Right?
Man behind the curtain.
The man behind the curtain. We've got Zack. We've got Kaley. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we actually, pre-interview, we were thinking about how could we sample product before going on air? So we were thinking that we would have an edible before segment 1. We would, what did we do for segment 2? What were we going to do?
A drink.
I think we were going to have a drink. And then what was segment
By
3?
we would pass the big old
There we go. And
pipe.
we decided we'll do that next time after it's August and everything's legal. So we make sure that we play by the rules here, right? But oh my gosh. But I think by the end, after 48 minutes, I think Brett would probably have us orbiting on every single social platform.
That might be a different show.
And we might be climbing the walls or just sitting here staring at each other, trying to speak telepathically. That could be really fun. Brett could be like, you guys, you're on air.
You've recorded segment 4 segment 2 4 times.
And there was Kelly just doing and we're back.
Kelly, we're not back yet.
No. You guys, I have 10 fingers. It's just fantastic. What's that sparkle? Ooh, my problem is because I am a psychic medium and I do channel things, I just start talking to people and oh yeah, don't you get that this and this and this? And it's oh no, we shouldn't be doing that. Or I start just seeing pictures and then I'm oh, I forget I'm on air. That's always fun. Okay, you guys. So a part of this magical business, and they have the CBD side, they have the THC side, they have the medicine side. But in the middle of it all, and it's actually kind of like at the top, when I said triad at the beginning, it's like a top, they have a sanctuary. And I actually went to a 420 event that you guys hosted, which, by the way, rock on. Like,
thank you.
I'm super bummed that I didn't get to stay there longer. But like, people showed up and they were dressed accordingly, and there was laughter, and it was beautiful. But I got a little behind the scenes of this new sanctuary it's beautiful, and it has this so much natural light, which I'm really about. And then it has like a sliding glass door in the back that goes to like this little deck, but I call it the mountain, even though it's not a mountain, it's a hill. But it's just, there's so much. And then you down, and there's like this outside space. I'm sorry, I'm not giving your sanctuary the beautiful like snaps you should be getting, but it's intriguing. It's comfortable. I see yoga. I see ceremonies. I mean, I want to share time in that space. It just feels good. And it feels like you guys have honored the past, and that it's an older building, but then really bringing in and infusing this great energy that's like vibing downstairs, upstairs. Okay, I just did a Kelly version of it, but like, tell us about the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you were pretty much
Yay!
spot on. I mean, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous open space, lots of natural light. It's got, the exposed brick continues, throughout the building. We've got, natural wood floors. There's these, gorgeous beams that we put in. It's funny. It used to be an Airbnb, so it's kind of been fun these past few months seeing it transform from, this, 2-bedroom Airbnb into this, just big, open, calming space. We redid the kitchen. We've got, state-of-the-art, I guess cooking supplies in there, cooking equipment. That's what that's called. But yeah, so
that's what we do with food.
That is what we do with food. We
food.
cook it, we prepare it. But yeah, so
that always helps.
It's going to be great for demonstrations, for having that yoga, the meditation. We plan on doing sound healing ceremonies and all sorts of different things in the space to really, kind of bring the full holistic wellness all together. It was the one piece that we were missing. I mean, of course, we had the CBD, the THC, the mushrooms, and, all the fun stuff for, kind of the inside. But, we want to continue working on the inside and, help you be your best self and help you along your holistic journey. So, what better way than, with a yoga studio, I suppose, is kind of the short way to put it, even though we do so much more than that.
So we're curious here, right? And you're creating a safe space. And there's all these different modalities that are out there that people can experience, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sound healing. Who knew? Like, right? Like, if you think about it, it's interesting. I have a friend that is going through cancer right now, and she has been called to, like, go to all these concerts. And music to her is just healing.
Yes.
So sound healing, and everybody here who has not had a sound bath or a sound healing, talk about sound healing, because it comes in different ways. I've seen gongs, I've seen crystal bowls, I've seen chimes, like there's drumming, there's all these different ways that you can do that. Talk to us, like, why you were drawn to have sound healing brought to the sanctuary.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously, yeah, a myriad of things that we want to do up there besides just yoga, including the sound baths. I think, not to get maybe not too into. I'm sure I could talk a while about these different things, but the interesting thing about sound specifically, and like even music, if we were to say, a gong, a crystal bowl, or a song, a full composed song, we have this like an innate ability to perceive sound, differently. We hear music, whereas maybe animals don't get that. They don't hear music; they just hear sound.
They feel the frequency.
Yeah, they feel it, but like we feel,
think.
we understand rhythm and things like that, right? And so it's all part of truly just like vibrations in general. The science of music, if you really get into sound waves and everything, is that it's all vibrations. And really everything that we know about energy, about physics, about matter, is that they're all, energy condensed to a vibration. So I mean, yeah, every tangible thing is really just something vibrating at a certain frequency.
Yeah.
And given you may need something pretty powerful to accomplish certain things, but the idea is that with certain songs or crystal bowls that it does have a very impactful, what's the word? It's very impactful on the body, whether it's the mind, part of the body, whatever it is. It can, besides just having a nice poem to it, it can also have a powerful sound, a powerful
feeling, vibrancy, frequency, right?
Literally vibrates and tunes into part of your body.
And what's, again, powerful about Jordan and this beautiful small town is you guys are bringing some modalities that I think a lot of people would be like, oh, you can go into the cities and get that, or you can go do this, or you can do that. And you guys are like, come on, it's a safe space. Mm-hmm. Let's play. I really see it as just this beautiful playground. And the practitioners that I see you bringing in, and in yoga. And now, you can do a little bit of this, you can do a little bit of that, but just come be curious. Like that's just like really what I'm getting on that. And that leads me to plant medicine. Like, is that something that you guys are looking at, exploring? What is plant medicine in your world? Mm-hmm. And then what are you guys doing with that? Yeah.
This is the most recent development, and kind of what Kaley was saying is kind of our way of becoming, hopefully, given we can always open new avenues, but really well-rounded, kind of completing the circle of what we want to do. And, like I said, we started with like CBD, grew into THC when we were able to. The mushrooms was a pretty big step. Then obviously the sanctuary with the yoga and the other things we want to offer. And now, hopefully very soon, within the next week or two, our one of our sides is going to be converted into plant medicine. So, more than just...
and let's just pull the stigma away from plant medicine. There's a lot of plants that are out there that are very, very healing. Because I think some people in that stigma go, oh, plant medicine, that means you're doing something illegal. No. And I really want people to know on this show that that's not what you're leaning into. There's all of these beautiful plants that are out there that can help. Okay, I really felt called to really interject that and cement that into our communication.
Well, and I mean, I think a lot of people know, like, ginger is super good for your stomach. That's the kind of, I mean, that's maybe even the more basic side of it, but that's kind of more so what we're talking about. We have, we just have this expert we've now have on staff that can really, again, ask you some questions, kind of figure out what we're going for, and maybe X, Y, medication's not working for you. Try this mixture of these herbs, and then we'll see. Maybe this could work for you. This has worked for people in the past.
Yeah,
that's more so where we're kind of going with it.
Beautiful. We have actually at the Edge magazine, we have Witch Jody from Midwest Witchery and Healing, and she's an herbalist. So this month is about lilacs. Mm-hmm. She did one on dandelions. I mean, there's like all of these beautiful, I mean, who knew we spray dandelions? But dandelion tea is extremely cleansing. It's great for your liver support. There's a lot of beautiful things that can happen with things that we just disregard. That Gaia, that Mother
Nature.
Weed. Oh, it's a weed. But we should be taking it and using it and doing something with it.
That's one of the new ones I just learned about because of our not Kaley, but Kate, one of our new staff members that I didn't know dandelions had those medicinal properties. Mm-hmm. It's cool.
Pine needles. I think that. I mean, there's all these different teas that. I guess it's really good for like detox in your gut and things. I might be wrong. If anyone wants to write and tell me, but and it smells like Christmas trees when you get the tea out. You're like, that's great, right? Now, do you guys still have the mushrooms growing?
We do.
Okay, talk about that because I had a skuirl moment of just like, you have these beautiful mushrooms growing, and you had. I think you were going to set up a time elapse for it.
Yeah. So no, we're kind of working on different ways to best approach a time lapse still, but we've got these beautiful growing chambers in our mushroom location that's located in Jordan, where we grow a variety of mushrooms. Blue oysters. We've done shiitakes. We've done lion's mane is a hugely popular one because it's. Relatively easy to, grow and cultivate, and it tastes amazing. I mean, whatever flavor you give it, it takes on that flavor, and it's just a really great edible mushroom. In addition to all of its, medicinal benefits of, helping the brain, memory, recall, things like that. So it's, super fun. It's a great thing to check out. We constantly have different things grown. We just finished up a round of cordyceps, which I thought was very, very interesting. They're like the Cheetos of the mushroom world. They look like little Cheetos. They're very cool. They don't taste like Cheetos. Oh,
I was about to say, now I'm hungry for some Cheetos.
Yeah, no, they definitely don't taste like Cheetos, but, it's, again, full of great health benefits, and it's very cool to just come in and see, and, we offer at-home grow kits. So, if you want to grow a mushroom on your counter, we, have our North Spur grow kits and stuff that you can pick up as well. And our employees over in the mushroom area, they're super great if you have any questions and stuff. I mean, they love to talk. So, yeah, if you want to learn about some mushrooms, hop over there. It's a great time.
But you guys even have fun, like, little mushroom hats and socks and all of these
jewelry, the apparel. We've got fairy garden stuff. I mean, crystals, Palo Santo. I mean,
yeah, you have that back wall.
Stuff. Yeah,
you have this back wall in the mushroom area, and I'm just kind of a crystal dork, so I was just like, ooh. Ooh, but what's something that I also really love about your marketing, and it's not just marketing, but you have these little handouts that you have that are, and you flip over, and they're really beautiful educational pieces. They're really easy to digest, where it lays out what the mushrooms are and what they can be used for, and it's a great education piece. And I actually pulled mine out the other day, and I was like, ooh, I was thinking about this. Ooh, it's great to be able to have marketing / actually like information.
Yeah, because one of our main goals really is education. We want to, again, help you find the right thing that's, for you. And those little cards are, even if you want to just stop in and grab one of those cards, it's such a great little piece of information. And you can learn so much off of, just a little chart that we've got.
Well, it's great. And you know what? It's not for everybody as well. So, if you walk in, have you guys ever had anyone, walk in and then they're just, they pivot and walk out?
A little bit. Maybe they kind of do a little, all right, this isn't maybe what I was expecting. And every once, we do our best, but, hey, how we'll talk to them. Like, you ever, anything about mushrooms or whatever? And so we'll try to keep people from, doing that. We'll try to keep them in the shop, at least walk around.
Yeah.
Ask questions. They don't have to buy anything, but sparking that curiosity.
Right?
Yep.
That's what it is. This is for your sister, right? No, I'm just kidding. It's all good. Oh my gosh, you guys. Thank you. Anything you want to leave with? Because we just wrapped up. This is the end of segment 3. So let's just call it out. What do you guys want to do? How do people find you? How do people come on? Just head to Jordan or Carver, but Jordan, did you figure out her name?
No, I did not.
Okay, perfect.
No,
okay.
How
are we going to leave it?
How
are we going to leave it? How do people find you? What's your website?
So you can visit us online at strainsoftheearth.com. You can find us on social media. Just look up Strains of the Earth or Sote Sanctuary if you're interested in following along with the Sanctuary.
Sote being Strains of the Earth in abbreviation.
Beautiful.
Yep,
okay.
SOTE.
I love what you're doing on social media, by the way.
We have a lot of fun. So if you're interested in following some, a fun and educational account, give us a like, give us a follow, and we're constantly making reels and just enjoying ourselves and enjoying our products. So, come give us a visit, Jordan or Carver.
Woohoo! And by the way, they are partners of Edge Magazine, so check out your most recent Edge Magazine, and there is an article and support and awesomeness with it. So I'm really excited to partner with you guys. Okay, on behalf of Brian, who's I think at a lake having some fun, and Kaley and the Being Curious Show, thank you, Strains of the Earth team. Thank you for doing what you're doing.
Thanks for having us.
We'll see you next time.